Hey guys, Marcus Kakin here from Blindside Football, here to give you some of my Week 4 GPP plays, and I want to start it off with Eli Manning on the Giants. You can't run against the Buffalo Bills. That's been blatantly obvious this year, but you can throw on them. Through 3 games, the Buffalo Bills have allowed 1,006 passing yards and 7 passing touchdowns. So if the Giants want any chance to win this game, they're going to have to throw the ball. Eli Manning is going to have to put it up in the air. And I think that could mean a big game, too, for my man OBJ, Odell Beckham Jr. Monster potential here for him. And I think he's a great pivot from Julio Jones, who I think a lot of people will be on. So a couple of great GPP plays there from the Giants. Next up, Mark Ingram, who I think is going to be a great pivot from everybody going on Latavius Murray. Similar price points there, and Mark Ingram going up against Dallas. You know, Devontae Freeman just ran all over Dallas last week. So we could see some of that from Mark Ingram here. Not to mention with Drew Brees back, the defense is going to have to respect Drew Brees and kind of play back just a little bit, not be able to stack the box on him. That's going to help Ingram out as well. Mark Ingram, a guy that has 2 touchdowns, 1 in each of the last 2 games, and has had over 99 total yards in every game this season as he's become very involved in the passing game. 16 receptions through 3 games this year. So Mark Ingram, especially, feels weird to say it, but especially in PPR sites like DraftKings, a great GPP play. Next up, a guy that I think a lot of people are going to be off, Matt Forte. Still elite talent there, guys, and he is going up against the Raiders. So you can run on the Raiders. The Raiders are allowing are 20th against opposing running backs this season. So it's still a pretty good matchup for Matt Forte. And I think a lot of people are going to be off him because game script is not in his favor. And he also didn't catch a pass for the first time in a long time last week. And he only got in the end zone once so far this season. So a lot of people are going to be off of Matt Forte, but he still has that elite talent. Still a very nice matchup here. No Alshon Jeffrey in this game. So, I mean, Jimmy Clausen's still back there. You got to kind of lean on the run a little bit, or at least get Forte involved, maybe short little passes out of the backfield. Either way, I think Forte is going to be heavily involved this weekend. DeAndre Hopkins over in Houston. Arian Foster may be back this week, so this could change things. But if Foster's out, well, even if Foster's in, I think they're going to be down in this game. But if Foster's out, they're going to have to throw the ball a lot. They've been doing that a lot already this year. Top 5 in the NFL in pass attempts. And we all know what DeAndre can do. I mean, he's a target monster. He has insane ability. They're going to be down in this game against the Falcons, so they're going to have to throw the ball a lot. I mean, outside of Hopkins, not a whole lot of guys to throw to, so I think Hopkins has a good day here. James Jones over at the Packers. Devontae Adams is doubtful for this game, and we saw what James Jones could do last week in that number 2 role. He's always been a red zone presence, having a touchdown in every game so far this season. But last week he got more involved in the regular offense. We saw him actually have more targets last week than he did in weeks 1 and 2 combined. So he's a part of the regular offense now, guys. He is that number 2 receiver. He's been involved in the red zone. I think we're going to see great things from James Jones this week at a really depressed price. Next up, Allen Hurns over in Jacksonville. Similar to what I was saying about DeAndre Hopkins, except for the abilities, obviously. But they're going to be down in this game against the Colts. They're playing in Indianapolis, so they're going to have to throw the ball to kind of keep up with them. Allen Robinson is going to be covered by Vontae Davis, so I think he's going to pretty much shut down Allen Robinson this weekend, which means Hurns is going to be seeing a lot of targets, I think, this weekend. So an excellent GPP play at a low price. And then a couple of tight ends for you. Everybody's going to be on Martellus Bennett. We all know that you can throw on the Oakland linebackers. I've talked about it in previous weeks with Crockett Gilmore. Everybody knows that. Everybody's going to be on Martellus Bennett this week. But a great pivot at a same price point. Jordan Reed. I love Jordan Reed here, guys. At least 6 receptions and at least 60 yards in every game this season. No Deshaun Jackson again in this game. And wins potentially could play a factor here, which means we could see a lot of short passes to Jordan Reed. Also important to point out, the Eagles are down Kiko Alonso and Mikael Kendricks, their other major linebacker. He's likely to play in this game, but dealing with some hamstring injuries. So I think Jordan Reed is going to have a pretty good day against some of those backup linebackers over in Philadelphia. And then last up, a cheaper tight end play, Eric Ebron, another guy that I love. 4 receptions or more in every game this season and over 40 receiving yards in every game. You can score against Seattle from the tight end position. Tight ends have scored twice in the first 3 weeks against Seattle. Potentially we're going to see Sherman on Calvin Johnson, so someone's going to have to score, someone's going to have to get those catches. Why not Ebron, a guy that himself has 2 touchdowns through the first 3 weeks? Those are my GPP plays, guys. Go to the website, blindsidefootball.com, and check out my cash game plays as well, and good luck this weekend.